Okay, so here's the walk around checklist. So you've got the actual like specific items to check on the back, and then here's like the topographical map, I guess, of the bird's eye view of what you've got to do. So you start in the cockpit first, you do your basic cockpit check, and then you're going to move around the airplane back to where you began. So the first thing, you come here to item 1, it's verifying the ignition switch is off, so you just do all these items. So ignition off, throttle pulled out, mixture out, fuel selector on, and then it says go master switch on, and go master. Everything powers up. Now your avionics aren't going to power up unless you turn on the avionics master, which is this green one here. So the only thing that comes on when you do the master switch is the dynon. So you're just going to make sure your fuel level's good. We got 5 in the left, 6 in the right, so that looks fine to me. Something that's not on the checklist that I always do is I check my lights. I think that's very important. It doesn't say on the checklist to check lights, so you just got to kind of remember to do it unless we decide to go and rewrite the checklist. And then I'll check the flaps as well.
Okay.
And the flaps is on the checklist. The only thing that's not is the lights. So, and the strobes, I'm going to turn them off because we can see on the walls they're both good. I just don't want people to get blind, but we'll go check everything. So over here you've got your multi landing lights. They're both nice little LEDs. You've got your red here. You've got a tail light on the back. I'll just quickly look at it. Tell you if it's okay. On the back here. Yeah, looks good. And then over on this side, we should see just a green one. No. Which, Jacob, you see a green light in the foot there?
Yeah.
Okay, and then you want to hit the stall horn? Hit the stall horn. Alright, we're good.
Should we go look at pictures?
So we go ahead and turn it up now. So we'll just go ahead and shut all these lights off, and we can leave the flaps down. It makes it easier to get in because the foot peg is easier to see with the flaps down.
Okay.
So sometimes, you know, if I haven't boarded yet, I'll just leave them down and raise them again, just so it's easier to find that peg. Just the biggest thing is making sure, and I'll talk again, you don't get anything in that crease where the flap is. That's kind of a problem. If you had a screwdriver roll down there, it would really make the flap coming up suck. So we come over here and go ahead and shut the master. There we go. So we'll go ahead and start the walk around. So you come over to this side, it has each check item. I'll kind of just do my abbreviated one, but if you come here to item 3, it says to just check the general condition of the canopy. So we'll go ahead and close this. And you want to be really careful with this canopy in the wind. If you leave it up, the wind coming this way could fold it back, so you want to always shut it when you're not immediately boarding the airplane. That's really important. And then also, if the wind's blowing this way, it can come down and guillotine you, so that's also scary. So look in here for any cracks, any damage. Look along the surface of the airplane for any cracks or damage. We're going to check along the rivets here for any buckling, any cracks, any loose rivets, any problems. Then we come out along the wing leading edge. It's really important when you push this plane too, that you're not like pushing in between where you see rivets, because there's kind of like spars here, and between these rivets there's not a whole lot there. So if you're out here on the end of the wing just pushing between these 2 rivets, that's going to be really dumb and you might cause some surface damage. So if you need to push the airplane, it's only 800 pounds. You should be able to push it with the tow bar, but if you can't, just pushing where these rivets are is going to be your best bet. Okay, so we'll come around to the front here. I like to come down and check my main gear. I check the main gear strut. So up on the strut where it bolts to the body, I'm looking for these 2 castle nuts, making sure we've got both the bolts there. Look down the strut for any damage, any cracks, any bends, anything scary. You got your lock nuts on the back, we're looking for those. Checking the brake rotor, brake disc, tire for any damage, any bald spots, don't see anything. Fuel drain looks clear. Coming along the leading edge, looking for any dents. He needs a bath. Watch your head. Fuel, we check visible fuel. Now these, you just pull the tab up and you turn it 90 degrees counterclockwise. And I see visible, so it looks good. And there is a little fuel sump bottle in the back of the airplane as well. So we come out along the leading edge here, looking for any damage. We can come down, check our pedostatic system, get your fuel drain here. Checking for any bugs, any nests, anything blocking the hole in the front of that. Our tie down's intact. Looking for any damage on the light cover. The taxi and landing light. Navigation light's good, strobe's good, it's nice and secure. Now on these wings, or on these ailerons, I just keep getting wounds. They say no push. That doesn't mean you can't move it, that means you can't push the airplane on it. So if you're going to push the airplane, basically anywhere from the back is not That's no bueno, so you're just going to pull with the bar. Your aileron trim tab, that just helps it cruise. You can trim it out if it wants to turn left or right. Really handy, it's right on the stick, so that's really nice. So we don't have a tab that maintenance or someone has to go in. When you check your aileron, just a quick up and down here. I'm checking the hinges, and then way out on this end, there's a counterweight. There's the aluminum bar that goes in there. I believe that's part of the 601 XL-B mod, where they put the wing stabilizer in it. It helps eliminate aileron flutter, so that's what that is. And then this linkage here, you're making sure the linkage is intact with the bolt that goes through. So just go ahead and run that. It's safe for me. And you come along the flap, making sure there's no screwdrivers in there, no FOD that could have fallen down. Then we check our